Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Watery Cat, and in today's video I have a brand new commentary video. Yes, a commentary video. I haven't done one of these in a while, but today we are doing one of what I want to see in Season 9. Now, some of you may think it's a bit too early to make this video, but Season 9 starts on May 5th, which is less than a month away from us, and honestly, we have quite a bit of information this time around on what is coming in Season 9. So I'll just start off and say, in Season 7 or Season 6, I don't remember which season, doesn't really matter, one of the devs said Season 9 is going to bring many massive changes. Something around those lines where they just said Season 9 is going to be awesome, it's going to change lots of things, how the game plays, and it's just going to be amazing. That's what the devs said in Season 6. And honestly, bro, I kind of believe it. I mean, I feel like everyone's been waiting for Season 9. Honestly, so far, I don't know what I think of Season 8. I think it's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst season we've ever had. I think Season 6 is just a bit worse. If we're looking from a competitive standpoint, then that's maybe a different story. I feel like this season has been really bad for comp, especially on PC, with all the cheaters and all that kind of stuff. Good thing I don't have to deal with that most of the time, or really at all, because I don't play with any PC people. But that's off topic. Season 9 is coming. And what do we know about it? Well, we know in Season 9 that Titanfall is going to be added into Apex. Well, not the full Titanfall, but we're going to see more Titanfall into Apex. I personally have never actually played Titanfall, but I've seen people finish the campaign and all that stuff with Cooper and BT, the Titan. I know some stuff about it. I've never personally played it for myself. I might have to buy it and honestly just play it because it seems really fun. But they're going to add more Titanfall. If you're a Titanfall fan, definitely stay around for Apex Season 9. See if you like it. And then, if you really feel like quitting the game, go ahead. But we know that, and we know a bunch of upcoming legend changes. We know that the devs are planning to remove low profile from the game on every legend, which probably won't come in the Season 9 first patch, like the Season 9 launch patch, but I honestly feel like they're gonna add that. They're gonna remove low profile in the Season 9 midway patch. It's going to be great. They also plan on nerfing Lifeline before they do that. They want to buff her ult and remove her res shield. I saw that on Reddit. I actually commented about it and said, if you're going to remove her res shield, don't buff her ultimate. Rework her entire ultimate, because we're in Season 8 and people know how to loot now. Loot ultimates like Lifelines, they're completely useless when you're this far into the game. We're 2 years into Apex. We don't need an ult like Lifelines, and I still stand by that. That was 3-4 weeks ago. I still stand by that point, and I really think they should rework it into something else. Maybe an AOE. I have no clue what they could do for her, but yeah. They also plan on buffing Loba's bracelet a lot, which is great. If you've been watching my channel since the summer of 2020, you'll know I basically played Loba all the time. I got to 2,500 kills with her in the first season, Season 5, when she came out, and I know that's not that much, because some people have 17,000, 20,000, probably 30,000 at this point kills with her, but it was still pretty good for me, and that's the most kills I've ever had on any legend. And because of that, I would say I have an okay opinion on what I think her buff should be. So yes, she is getting a buff to her bracelet, which right now is in a terrible state. Half the time it doesn't even work, which is one of the reasons I stopped playing Loba, because half the time the bracelet doesn't work and it's just not very good. I mean, it's way too flashy. You take 5 years to get out of the bracelet animation once it lands, and you can only walk when she's throwing the bracelet. It's an okay ability on paper, but in game it's terrible. It's too slow, noisy, it's too visually appealing. She's a thief. I don't know how she's getting away with anything using that bracelet. But hey, after 4 seasons, Loba is finally getting buffs to her bracelet that she's been needing ever since she came out, and honestly, I'm excited for it. If the buffs are actually good, I might go back to maining Loba, who knows, or I could main the new legend, which we may have a bit of information on. I saw somewhere that the new legend might be some Japanese girl. I'm not sure. Could be Valk, who's been a legend in the leaks, but do not mark my words for it. I do not know anything. Obviously, no one knows anything. Nothing's confirmed yet, but those are some speculations about the new legend. Now, there's more legend changes coming, like Octane, Fuse, and Horizon, some of them getting nerfs. some getting buffs. For example, Octane, they plan on nerfing him. There's nothing set in stone, but something that is on the board of ideas for nerfing Octane is upping the cost of his health and making it so he can stim faster. I don't know if that's the right direction to go, but Respawn can do whatever they want. And now Horizon, who, thank God, they need to nerf her. She's too OP. Personally, as of right now, I think she's the best legend. Her tactical is just way too good. You can just place it and fly up in the air and strafe really fast, come down, and her passive works really well with it. But they plan on nerfing the strafe speed of Horizon tactical, which is great because honestly, unless you're using like an R301 or a Spitfire or like a Volt, those really low recoil guns, it's not the easiest to hit them. And I'm saying that like for sure. My aim isn't very good, but I've seen other people who have better aim than me by a lot complain about it. But there's Fuse as well, who is getting buffs because currently he is quote-unquote the worst legend in the game, as he has the worst win rate. Rampart no longer has the worst win rate, which is surprising to me. Even though I don't think Rampart's the worst legend, I think Loba's the worst legend, which I hate to say, but I don't think Rampart's the worst. I think she's like second worst. Rampart doesn't have the lowest win rate. Fuse does, and he's getting a buff in Season 9. They haven't said anything about buffs, but they are making some buffs for him because they want his win rate to go up. Now, I would love to see Crypto get a proper passive that isn't some lame thing that should be a part of his ability, because currently, where we are right now, his passive says that his drone can detect enemies in a 30-meter radius, which I think is dumb. That should not be a passive at all. That is literally a part of the ability. Now, I don't know what passive he would actually get, but he should get a proper passive that is a passive. Pathy, same thing goes for him. I already know the devs are working on it. I'd love to see it happen in Season 9, but I don't think he's going to get a passive change in Season 9. But he needs his own passive to his own name that he doesn't share with the two other trackers, Bloodhound and Crypto. Now, finally, moving on to weapons, I would love to see the Spitfire get a small nerf. I think the recoil on that thing needs to be higher, because where it is right now, the damage and the easy-to-control recoil, it's just too good, especially for new players. New players can easily take advantage of it, as it is an LMG, and it has a massive mag. So, yes, I think the Spitfire could use a small nerf. I don't think it's super-duper broken, but I think it's a little broken, and it could use a nerf. And I am sure that Respawn might be working on it, but honestly, the newest gun in Season 8, the 3030, needs a buff, in my opinion. Now, let me explain why. Now, when you think of a gun that's similar to the 3030, you'll think of a G7, because they are both close to marksman rifles. They're basically marksman rifles, even if they're not fully one. But they're both semi-automatic, and that's the point. Now, when you look at the stats of a G7 and a 3030, if I'm not mistaken, G7 has a higher DPS, the bullet travel time on the G7 is faster, it has more ammo in a mag, and it shoots faster. What does the 3030 have? Well, it's got the charge-up thing that does a bit of extra damage. That's why I think the 3030 needs to be buffed, man. Like, don't get me wrong, the 3030 is still a usable gun. It's not the worst, but the G7 is just so much better in every single way, and I don't think it should be like that. I think the 3030 should be just as good, or at least be able to compete with the G7. 3030 meta, not even gonna lie, that would be kinda cool, even though the gun just came out a couple of months ago. But anyways, that's really it for weapon balancing. I think the weapon balancing hasn't been too bad this season, other than the Spitfire and the first half the Mastiff, which is now honestly like a C tier gun in my opinion. That thing is ass. Do not use it. Now, a big thing that I would love to see is audio changes, so you can't hear gunshots from across the map, because currently that's how it is, and I feel like that's probably the biggest problem about third partying. That's what causes the third parties. That's what I'm trying to say. The audio for gunshots is way too loud. You can hear it from like 600 meters away. It's insane. I don't know why it's like that. Pretty sure the devs have said that it's not as easy as it sounds because it's location based, which, I mean, I ain't no dev. I'm sure that stuff is hard because I don't know how to code anything, but like, that was like 3 seasons ago, and I feel like, unless I'm delusional, we haven't gotten a single update on what they can do, if they're going to be able to do the audio changes to balance out third parties. But I don't know, man. I really would love to see it come in Season 9. I mean, other than that, man, I don't really expect too much from Season 9. I do expect a lot. I believe the devs this time that Season 9 is going to be massive. But I personally don't have anything on my wish list right now. I would like to see Quest come back. Like, don't get me wrong, the comics are amazing. Whoever did the art is really good at art, obviously, but like the Quest just made me so much more engaged. You know, when Quests were in the game in season 5, I would first play it myself, and then I would watch like other people play it for themselves. But with the comics, it's a different story. Like, I'll be like, oh, new comic came out, whatever, who cares, I'll just watch it from another YouTuber. So it's not that big of a deal to me. So I would love to see Quest come back. But anyways, man, that's really it for my season 9 wish list. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.